The labels dark and light, good and bad, naughty and nice are all characterized by programming and the morals we've learned in society. What's up, y'all? HoneySiren. Welcome to the video, Dark versus Light Feminine Energy. So the topic of light and dark feminine energy has gained popularity in today's media and is definitely more associated with aesthetics. But everything has duality and everything has a deeper meaning. And I want to dive deeper into the characteristics of this topic because to me it's more than just an aesthetic. It's a whole mood, it's an energy, it's an attitude, and it's a shift in your mindset. And we all have dark and light, but based on each person's personality and beliefs, you will be drawn to one more than the other. You should know what your dominant energy is based on what you're more drawn to. So here's a list of examples to help you recognize which is your dominant energy. The dark feminine qualities are associated with seductiveness, assertiveness, mystery, discernment, destruction, wildness, and spiciness. So if you're usually called spicy, sexy, stubborn, edgy, or bossy, you're probably more connected to the dark feminine. So the light feminine qualities are associated with nurturing, gentleness, giving, warmth, creating, sweet, and savoring. So if you're usually called sweet, graceful, classy, patient, cute, or soft, you probably connect more to the light feminine. But you can definitely be a mixture of both because we have both light and dark feminine energy and qualities within us. But based on each person's personality, mood, beliefs, that will depend on how far that spectrum goes for you. So although you may relate to one more than the other, it is important to learn about both light and dark feminine energy so that you can become a more balanced person. And you may hear all the time people voice their opinions on how they love a woman who can be sweet at the right time and knows when to be spicy at the right time. And this is because these women have learned to balance their light and their dark. Being both makes you more holistic, with more to offer, with more variety. Dark and light are labels that society has created, and the dark in society is usually associated with something hidden, forbidden, or less acceptable. And this explains why most women who embody the dark feminine may get a lot of negativity thrown their way about the way that they express themselves. Although people openly criticize them, deep down, those people secretly revere them for having the courage to embody the forbidden and their dark side. In polarity, the light in society is usually associated with something healing, easily understood, and more acceptable. Women who embody the light feminine receive praise more openly, and most people aren't afraid to uplift them because they are closer to embodying what society tells us an ideal woman should be like. But as I mentioned before, we have both sides within us, and we shouldn't glorify one and demonize the other. We should incorporate both and accept the light and the dark aspects of ourselves. We're usually taught to neglect and be ashamed of our dark sides. But by neglecting that side of ourselves, we can never truly grow and mature into who we're supposed to be. And we will always be blaming somebody else for our problem because we are in denial of one aspect of ourselves. Feminine energy is not something that can be defined. It is an energy both males and females are born with that is innate within us. But the feminine energy is dominant in women as the masculine energy is dominant in men. Feminine energy is stillness, is rest, is play, is creation, is birth, is art, music, spirituality, cycles in time, cleansing, emotions, unconditional love, abundance, magnetism, beauty, attraction, and it is our desires and pleasures as well. Understand that light and dark feminine are both expressions of the holistic feminine energy that's thrown into the categories dark and light. So in order to activate your light, incorporate rest, stillness, self-love, creation, and innocence. The light is very pampering and is a playful state of being. It's very childlike. Too much light, however, with no balance of the dark qualities, can make you seek constant praise, be a people pleaser, trust people way too easily, have no boundaries, and be naive and be treated like a doormat. Some examples are the stories of Snow White and Cinderella. In their unbalanced state, where they were exuding too much light, they were treated as doormats, and they were very gullible until they learned to balance their light and their dark side to become balanced. So in order for you to activate your dark, you must release shame, honor yourself, and walk in your power. Too much dark, however, with no light, it makes you bitter, aggressive. You'll become only focused on the problems, and you'll just be angry at the world. Dark feminine energy is a very mature energy, and it's something that we learn to incorporate as we age and transition from girls into women. And we learn more about how the world isn't this fairy tale that we thought it was. And so dark feminine energy is definitely what we need to protect ourselves, especially emotionally in this world. It's when you grow up and learn to take responsibility for your life, and you are no longer allowing people to call the shots in your life. And this can definitely be associated with destroying and purging the things that you no longer need. And it can also be associated with setting boundaries with others to protect yourself. So the stories of Maleficent and Medusa are some examples of the dark feminine energy. In their stories, they are very cunning and they don't allow anyone to take advantage of them. But in their unbalanced state, they become bitter, aggressive, isolating, and vengeful. But once they learn to incorporate their light side, they become more balanced. So we're not meant to choose between dark and light. We are meant to harmonize both and bring out the best within ourselves. We are meant to blend both and create wisdom and become the goddess version of ourselves. So let me know in the comments if you resonate more with light, or if you resonate more with the dark, or if you resonate more with both.